what advice would you give around knowing when to scale?
Generally speaking, the scaling question, if it's driven by ego, is going to be a mess. If it's driven by market demand, chances are you'll make a better decision. But even then, get some really cool-headed consultants to think it through with you and run the scenarios. What if? What if we achieve this? What if we don't? What if we exceed expectations? Be very calm, and even then take another month to sleep on it.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for every business, for every industry, it's very different. I think every business owner will know at that time when it's right to take on that additional investment or to go to the next level. But I think when all the margins are probably manageable within the business and they're growing at a sort of satisfactory level,
yeah,
and you're able to add incrementally to that client base without putting too much strain on the whole system, I suppose those are some of the elements that people talk about when it comes to scaling.
Okay.
So having systems and processes that allow you to add numbers without fundamentally breaking that process, and then making sure that the margins are not going to be, negatively affected by adding more customers into that base.
You first have to get the model right. You have to, with us, we were trying to franchise, but we didn't yet have the model right or the credibility of the brand. And you have to have confidence that if you're going to start scaling, and particularly if you're franchising, you have to have the confidence that there's sufficient margin for both the franchisor and the franchisee in our case. And it took us a long time to get to that.
Okay.
And at the same time, it took us a long time to be able to build sufficient credibility. So scaling up you can only do when you're confident that you have a good business model that can work, and that you don't scale up too quickly, because often you can outgrow your own business. So if you grow too quickly and you don't have sufficient capital, you will kill your business.
Okay.
So that is a classic mistake of many entrepreneurs who start to get excited about the success of one or two stores,
Yes.
and then they go and they start signing leases all over the place because it's a great idea, and before they know what's going on, they just run out of money and then they get into trouble.
Okay.
I don't have any advice on knowing when to scale. In our experience, it happened naturally. It just took off. The advice I would give, though, is be so mindful of who you bring into your organization. Like when you grow too quickly, you tend to employ too quickly, and you might not find people that's aligned to your purpose, values, and vision of what you want to achieve.
Okay.
That's one of my biggest insights, is when you scale, just try and retain something at the core that's going to keep on driving it forward. Because at some stage the entrepreneur leaves, and something must stay behind that's going to drive that business.
Well, the Silicon Valley advice there is once you've got product market fit. So, once you've that minimum viable product stuff, have you built something that you can sell more than once?
Okay.
In the same form? Well, then you should scale it. Then you should be thinking about how you grow that as much as you possibly can. But some business models are inherently unscalable, like an agency that sells hours, or an audit firm, or a law firm. So, start with thinking about that. Start with thinking about how you're going to make money, how you're going to grow your revenue without growing your costs.
Yeah.
How are you going to make money whilst you sleep? If you haven't started with that premise right in your mind from day one, you will never have a truly scalable business.
Yeah.